Hello world. Today we're going to talk about a concept that sounds easy and straightforward in theory or in hindsight, but actually it's really hard to apply it in-game, in real time, and from what I can see, not enough people are actively doing it. Getting this concept down will lead to more kills and wins, and naturally get you to enjoy the game even more. And that concept is being at the right place at the right time. We're going to be covering positioning, talking about game sense or experience, or maybe even game theory, and even a little bit in regards to how to help out our aim when possible. So by the end of the video, hopefully you'll be given some new insights or reminders to get you back on track and back in form, or maybe even elevate to new levels. So let's get into it. So in this first clip, we're playing on Icebox. Obviously, we're hitting the B site. Anytime you're attacking on Icebox, especially B, you gotta be very careful, especially of these close angles here that I just checked. The defenders can always beat you there, so you have to be very careful or just wait for a Sova drone if you have it. And when you guys scale up B main, make sure you clear the close cheeky corners, and then after that, always, please, always gotta clear yellow. You gotta clear the back of it and the side of it, as me and Reyna do here. Too many times I see people get lazy, either on my team or the enemy team. Duelists don't scale, or we don't use util, people don't scale up, and then the guy yellow gets like 3 kills and wins the round for their team. So always clear yellow. So after that, we're trying to take side a little, get the bomb down, shoot the alarm bot as soon as we can see it, and we're throwing a decay to dissuade them from peeking us or running at us. And it seems like we were able to flush this KJ out. It seems it didn't hit her, but I feel like it really should have, as you can see in the explosion right there. But anyway, the whole point of this round is a lot of times when people are attacking on B, on Icebox, people are really scared to like push up into site or snowman. Well, snowman a lot of times is probably a little too deep, and it's hard to like hold control at that area. And I don't know, while it can work if everybody tries to like back up and play post plant, I found in my experience that unless you guys have a legit post plant team, like composition, it's gonna be pretty hard if you guys just give up site freely and then just run all the way back. They gives them too much space, too much freedom, and it can go either way. But if they're not being pressured, they're gonna get on the retake faster. So yeah, bottom line, I think it's better most of the time to like coordinate some kind of push, some kind of control in the site, instead of everybody just giving it for free. But that's just me. So in this very next one, we're going to A-site now. Pretty standard take. We're scaling up belt, darting close, droning through. Oh yeah, pro tip for Icebox A. You see the pathing we just took off of belt into A main? That is the de facto best way to path A up to A main for Icebox attacking. Now the two most common routes that people like to take are just running straight through A main down here through lower, or swinging wide on belt. Now low key, going on belt is almost never good. If you go on belt, your shots better be on fucking point. You better be that guy. Because what you're gonna wanna do is you scale on belt, and then you run along the right side of the wall until you get above upper jail. But in that time, you can get shot from so many different angles, so many different headshot angles. It's very easy for you to die up there, especially because you're gonna be like a lone person up there if you are. Now that's if you guys are rushing. If you guys are just kind of hanging back, holding for the defender swings, then yeah, sure, it's good to have 1 or 2 people posted up on belt for sure. But that's not what people do. They don't hold on belt, they swing on belt and then like get insta-clapped, which is bad. So anyway, scaling up this way, the pathing we took is the best way, safest way. If you go down lower A main, a defending aggro duelist is gonna be looking to make a move either on top gen or top pipes. Very, very common. Catch people off guard all the time. Speaking of catching people off guard, look at how our Reyna just jumped into the smoke and got blasted by a shotgun. Is that surprising to us? Not in the slightest. When you see a weird smoke like this, any weird smoke or early smoke that you were not there to see bloom, or it's just kind of out of place, is like kind of seems random, is most likely going to be somebody hiding in there with a shorty or some kind of shotgun. So please don't face check them. Use your util or spam it out or wait it out. It's such a common strat and it still catches people off guard when it could be very easily avoidable. You could try to bait out a shot by doing like a half jump spot into it, showing out some of your body limbs or your gun sticking through the smoke, but it's not really reliable and they can always practice trigger discipline if they're kind of skilled. So while it is a good move, if they don't shoot, you don't get any concrete info out of it, but a good trick to have in the back of your mind. So because their money is weak, they're resorting to these unorthodox guerrilla warfare style tactics. I want to keep this gun out of their hands, so I was trying to empty my gun and then fish both guns back towards us so they can't retrieve it. But right then the smoke was disappearing, so I just dropped my empty gun for this one, so even if they did pick it up, they still got to reload. All the meanwhile, I'm still keeping an eye on it. Our Jet scores a kill and our Cypher goes down, calling for flank. I turn around for a sec, but check the minimap and see that she's still really far away, so I don't have to worry about that. And judging by everybody's position here, it looks like I'm gonna be the one to have to make a move. So I'm in the right place and at the right time. All my other teammates are too far back to really do anything. We're contained on A-site, but because of this shotgun play, we know that they're on a shitty buy, and we hear sheriffs ringing off in sight. They don't really have guns yet, so taking this should still be pretty easy. Hence, I'm not scared. So I'm gonna inch my way up over pipes, because I know this Clove is still holding that shit. And then bam, we cut the Sova for free, caught him off guard. Now him inching up like that, trying to walk up silently, is kind of another indicator or a clue that Clove is hiding in this goddamn smoke. So I ping it to my team, letting them know she's in there, and then I jump in there myself. I just jump in directly over the top instead of walking from either side, because this is a more unexpected angle. Even if it buys me like half a second, it's more than enough because he has to do a close range flick one pump, whereas I just have to do a close range spray. So if he doesn't kill me instantly, I have a good chance of winning that fight, so I just hop on right in there. Now we see the first Reyna coming through like screen side, and the way it was thrown, she threw that through the wall. So if she's not coming through screens in like a second right now, she's most likely going to be coming heaven. I still hold screens for a second just because I have better guns and I'm not scared to challenge at this moment, and I have my ult, so even if things went bad, I can just revive and still try to win it out. But more importantly, it was also a pretty big indicator that there's going to be no flanks, because well, my team was holding flank the whole time while I was making moves, and Reyna was the original flanker, but now there's only 2 of them left and one of them is just spotted here, Reyna. So it would be really awkward for them to have KJ flank and then Reyna, who could have flanked faster, come all the way back around. They're likely doubled up right here right now, because just a second ago they had 2 people alive on site and they were probably all grouped up or trying to group up. And yeah, just mind how the crosshair placement is being worked right now. All it requires is just a soft touch of the mouse and hand. I don't have to flail around wildly, and my aim feels nice, calm, and controlled and focused. So in this next one, I'm smoking bottom mid because Cypher's been asking for it every other round, and I just keep on doing it so that the enemy doesn't know if we're switching anything up. So it still puts a lot of pressure on them to have their attention focused on there, even though none of us are going there now. And look at this, real quick, what did I just say? When you're coming out B main, you gotta be careful. You gotta clear the close angles. So while I'm doing that, the Cypher is not, he's like oblivious to it. He's not even caring about it. He's not even looking. Like, yeah, you could say he was counting on me to cover it, but then why would you walk in front of me? It wasn't even on his mind, clearly. But yeah, you guys gotta be careful of these stuff. Anyway, moving on up. We actually don't clear the close corners or yellow because we were trying to sell a fake on a pretty weak fake, but Cypher just knife out runs to plant the bomb. And I'm aware of the danger on top side, but it's a fucking Reyna. He gets the kill and dismisses instantly. Like, you know, like I tried, but I just wasn't like lightning fast, so I'm sorry. But yeah, at this point, Cypher's bitching, saying GG, saying the N-word every fucking round. Pretty sure I have him muted at this point. But it's like, yeah, bro, nothing I can do. Like, I was aware of it. I shot at her. I did damage, but she just dismissed instantly. Now, at this point, it seems like the round's kind of unraveling super fast for our team at this point, so we got to do something to ring it back. So any openings or kills or overextensions, I'm on the lookout for it. I'm on the hunt. I'm on the prowl for them. So thanks to our dying teammates' vision and Sova's drone, we can see 3 of them on the map right now in front of us on B-site. So I'm trying to smoke this choke point off so that the rotators can assist with the guys on site. We see KJ very far up by herself, so I'm trying to isolate and get that pick real quick. And that's basically the same concept you're going to be using in every game, every map, every situation. You're trying to find, isolate, 1v1s, get the picks, win the fights, win the duels, thin down their numbers. Here comes our first customer, Jet, running through the smoke. We deploy our smoke and swing to catch shots on Jet because she's totally on an island right now. She's by herself. Reyna's too far to the left, can't help. KJ's hiding somewhere backside, can't help. She thought she had a good timing and positioning getting in front of the smoke, but it was already too late because I caught a glimpse of her because I was anticipating her running through it. She tries to do a nice one-way onto yellow to block my vision, but she decides to re-swing just for an instant, just as I'm deciding to tuck back in. But I'm still gonna let a couple shots ring off before I do that, because why not? I had a feeling she was gonna re-peek like that. Gift her with another free kill. 2v4 situation now. Now we have a lot of time left, and I've mentioned this in my earlier videos, but I don't want to re-peek the exact same spot or angle. So I'm going out the right side of yellow to check site, clear site, see if I can get any visuals. And I'm closer towards my teammate in case we do make contact. We're both gonna be likely able to shoot them. So that goes a little into team play and awareness of surroundings, even without having to communicate. playing close enough that we can trade each other on the close angles, but far enough from each other that we're still covering different ground and not just standing right behind each other nut to butt. So right here you saw that I was trying to take space towards danger side, but I was caught out by the clove. My flick was pretty on point, but I didn't commit to the fight and I was trying to stray away back into cover. And because of that contact, looks like KJ swung into my Sova and then he was able to win that fight. Now we haven't forgotten about you, Reyna, my boy. I remember I shot him earlier top site and I remember seeing him last snow and I hear him shooting at my Sova. So I re-swing, challenge, land a couple bullets and insta-kill. So now all of a sudden it went from a 2v5 to a 2v2. We know that Clove is last seen somewhere top site or back site, and we haven't seen Sova yet, so I commit my smoke to orange because I feel like that's likely where he's going to be coming from. Probably not snow because we just killed 2 members from there. So now pretty much I'm just going to be inching around the site, trying to see if I can catch a glimpse of this Clove and take another duel, another isolated 1v1. We're actually able to slowly creep up and catch a glimpse of her leg, so off reaction I go a little bit wider and kind of pre-fire towards head level, another free kill. And now it's a 2v1, we're on high alert looking for the last guy. Notice the smoke's about to dissipate and we both turn our attention there. And yeah, all kills seemed very easy round. In this next one, we're going to be going back to A. In the previous round, we had everybody go up this belt pathing way, but now nobody except me came through. Luckily, the guys on A main didn't die instantly from top gen or pipes. Looking at their smoke though, it looks like they're blocking off belt line of sight and they're gonna be fighting for whatever's open. So I'm taking my time to approach, isolating and checking each and every angle with intent. Catch the first blood on KJ, and right off that I want to rotate, I tell my team. Jet unfortunately goes down right at that moment too, but we make our way over to B. So if KJ's dead, and there was 3A, it just felt like the right move to do at the time. Probably one guy here maxed. So again, like I said before, we want to try and take this site space, orange. Especially so in this round because we had a read that B was going to be almost empty. So they're all going to be rotating and stuff. So we want to take up all this space and set up shop before they get here. We saw Cypher go down, but I don't want to make noise yet. So I'm still inching my way over to under tube. Right then the Clove peaks, but my crosshair placement was decent enough for the flick to land nice. Then I'm waiting for the guy who killed my Cypher, Sova. But then the Clove pops ult and I die. Then I pop mine and get back to the quickest cover I could find. Now right here, this fight or interaction, I know they're hot on my heels. So first I want to just do like a little jiggle, shoulder peek, maybe bait out their shots so their next ones are inaccurate. But more importantly, gaining info for myself visually. So as soon as I confirm that Clove is right there, I bounce right back off of my shoulder peek and go fully committed into a fast wide swing. Caught a nice timing on 2 of them lining up, get a double kill. Then I'm going back to site to help what's left of my team. I was considering or was right about to swing the snowman guy, but I saw that my smoke just came up, so I use it first. And I'm gonna take priority or that space first because I placed it in a way that they have to cross through it if they want to enter site at all. So I get in there first, catch one, and then the last guy, I hear him shooting. I want to get on him ASAP. I don't want to reload, so I switch guns and then swing out. Easy round. So in this next one, we're doing a mid-B split, and our Jet kind of just runs through, gets the opening 2 kills, so it makes it easy for the rest of us to follow up, get the bomb down. Again, aggressively claiming the space, even when it's freshly right after the post plant. Because Jet took out the 2 B players or mid player, we know it's likely going to be empty for the rest of the site, so that's why I'm going so aggressively into kitchen. And just then the Cypher ult comes up as well to help confirm exact locations. I actually turned around because I thought Reyna was shooting at me, which almost screws me over for the Sova in kitchen. Luckily, he was just a little more surprised than I was. Then when we head back out for the Reyna, this is just good prediction and crosshair placement. Seeing the top edge of the cage is probably where he's going to be peeking his head because he doesn't want to reveal his whole body, make it harder to see him. So that's where my eyes and focus is concentrated on right now. Then we know the last guy's opping snow. Should have probably jiggled it better, but I go to my left and then swing back to my right and then shoot. Easy round secure again for the team. So on defense, we lost out 7 rounds. We're kind of in desperation mode. And because I have a heal but as Clove, I just forced up a Vandal. They've been liking to start B a lot of rounds. Not every round, but enough to make me think that this positioning is going to be worth it at the start of the round. And yeah, I hear footsteps garage, I hear drone, and I'm holding this deep angle, and KJ walks right into it. I know I can likely get away scot-free, so I don't even waste my heal. I want to save it for when we're actually going to fight. And I don't stick around for too long and get away safely. Perfect scenario. We smoke in front of yellow to try to slow them down, and it would have been nice if we were able to play off of his trips, which I was trying to do, but the enemy was wise to it unfortunately. So I'm trying to work off a site with this tiny little gap here, hoping somebody crosses the danger. Clove throws a nice decay, which connects onto me, so I gotta back up, not die instantly. Because I forced up on this round and got the opening pick, I don't want to throw away this chance, so I'm playing a little safe. As soon as it's gone, I'm ready to go. Team's flooding out as well. I'm slicing each angle carefully, trying not to be open to more than one at any given time. Catch the jet behind yellow with an insta headshot. We know Rain is back there as well. We're ready for him. And then the last guy is most likely main because he droned for them, darted for them, etc. I don't get the kill, but teammates get the trade instantly. That's great. But yeah, notice the stark contrast or difference in between our team and their team. I was taking space aggressively on B site and my teammates were kind of behind me, but their team was like all back of B main, all back of B main. Nobody even tried to step up, and our retake just rolled them over. That's kind of why you need to take up space in B if possible, but a lot of the times it's easier said than done. So in this next one, the enemy started A, but they rotated off to B. Reyna actually kills the lurker preemptively. So now the attackers are pretty much stuck on their side of the map, like spawn, back of A main, B garage, etc. Now we have numbers and the enemy's playing slow. I don't want to necessarily flank, but I don't mind killing the turret here because it puts pressure on the enemy, makes them worried about flank and stuff. But yeah, basically nothing happens for the rest of the round and they re-hit on B with about 15 seconds left. Reyna was angering B and he gets another one, which is huge. But it happened to be an ulted Clove, so she's back to life. So everyone's saying run away from the Clove, run away from the Clove. That's why I smoked this. But Cypher's dumbass ran through by himself. At least he got one. At least he got one. But the Clove gets him, so now he's alive and we smoked ourselves off now. At the very least, I didn't make noise up to this point yet. So while they think I'm behind the smoke, they don't know for 100% certain. So while I'm waiting behind the smoke, Clove actually makes a step. That's my cue to go because I know exactly where she is. Then after her, I know KJ was back up on danger, so if she's not there immediately, she probably backed up towards B main or yellow. Right as I tap the bomb and walk into her alarm bot, she throws a molly which reveals her location at least, so I tap it and walk immediately straight for her. I hear her turret on the other side, so I'm fully expecting her to swing into me because she knows the turret has her back. But no, for some reason he's checking the same side as his turret, and then I catch a timing on him and walk up behind his head. The only thing that would have really checkmated my move here was if he walked in front of his turret, in front of yellow, saw that I wasn't there, then he would have immediately known that I have to be behind him, wrapping him. And yeah, that was the only thing that I was worried about in my head. But luckily he made it easy for us. Not to mention that would have been a ballsy read and move for KJ to have done. So in this next one, we almost get caught out by the Reyna with util out, but this hit seems very limp, very weak, very fake. So I'm not convinced yet, but I do use a smoke because Reyna is flashing up and running up. But yeah, at this point in time, I'm thinking they're probably going B, so I'm actually walking away as my team is all rotating over here. Silly, silly boys. And this is another thing I hate about Pug Icebox. Everybody always rotates through CT. They don't go through kitchen, they don't go through mid, they don't go through snow pile, they don't clear nothing. They just go through CT because it's safe, and then if someone goes through mid, they die, and then everybody's just left CT again, and then they're gonna plant at the other site or something. This shit happens all the time. I hate Icebox, how it's played, and I hate that everyone's scared to like do the dirty work. But anyway, when you're rotating over through mid, always be aware of a lurker. You know, it changes game to game, but most games you're gonna have one guy that always does this. So try to be diligent with clearing it, hard clearing it, before you fully rotate over to the other side. But yeah, we catch the lurker, Clove, win the awkward fight. Now we can move to side, kill the rest of them. And when I swing out here, first glance is a little too wide, so I only shoot like 1 or 2 bullets. I'm only tapping because I don't want to stay stationary. So the exact sequence is I swing, I see 2 of them, I know I'm screwed, so I'm trying to get back to my left ASAP, and I tap 1 shot while I'm on my way to cover. I see the Sova standing still, and I blocked Jet from my line of sight, so this is a 1v1 again, and I take it. Then for the last guy, it's a 4v1, I just take it. So in this last one, we're starting out on A defense. I'm smoking off the belt peak so I can't get shot at, and I just stick the orb. I don't hear footsteps behind the drone, so I'm not really scared. And now in an overtime round, if I get 2 kills, I get my ult, which is pretty big. So at this point, I'm thinking it's an A fake, but I realize that my teammates on B have actually walked out fully. But right then, they start to die. So no, Cypher's in trouble. I actually put the smoke behind him so that they think no one else is there and that the smoke is trying to slow them down. KJ bites on it, walks right into Cypher. So now at this point, they're not hitting A hard, they're not hitting B hard, they're not running up mid. They're kind of just stuck on their side of the map. So I'm trying to help Cypher to get the fuck out. He finally takes the hint and gets back. And we shift over to B, but then the enemies slow things down again, quiets down. So now I'm thinking they're probably going back to A. Now I realize there's a good chance that since we're all over here, and we don't see any of them, that someone's probably lurked up A already. But I'm still gonna hold the mid cross to see if I can catch any stragglers, and I'm just gonna be patient, have good crosshair placement, good reaction time. And yeah, we're able to pick up 2 instant headshots, clean kills. And then we hear the plant going off on A. Teammates call the last guy to be 1 HP, and then rounds over. This was a game that went into overtime and we didn't even win. I dropped over 40 kills, over 40, and we didn't win. But oh well, such is life. Fuck it, go next. But yeah, like I said, hopefully this helps people out there who are maybe thinking that sometimes they might be playing a little bit too passive or want to be aggressive but not be throwing their lives away needlessly. Because yeah, it's a very thin line to cross between like ballsy, brave play and something that's actually just stupid to try to do. So I'm trying to help you tread that line and come out with more success on your end. So hopefully you guys got something out of this or enjoyed it. And I'll see you in the next one as we continue to expand our in-game mind.